Hey, good day, guys. So, my name is Steven. I'm starting up a new YouTube channel called Dragon Performance. The name Dragon was an old name way back in like 2001. That was created. Two words put together as one, drag and gone. But on this YouTube channel, we're gonna focus on garage built projects like what I have here. Some drag racing, maybe a documentary on street racing in Toronto. That's where I'm from, located right now. It's Canada, Ontario, in Toronto. Just talk to normal guys, guys with a projects that has a dedication in creating something that's different, not really following the norm. Even to regular guys, that, just buys all brand name stuff, Nothing's wrong with that, but there are guys that, like to test different things out, try maybe no name brands like myself, especially when on a budget. But the channel will be focused on those things, some circuit racing, talk, like kind of cover different things, circuit racing, drag racing, maybe talk to the older heads, the OGs in drag racing. You learn a lot from these older guys. Even if you're not into muscle car, you can still learn things and apply it to whichever vehicle you have in a certain sense. So, it's always good to talk to older guys with the muscle cars and stuff, give you, little tricks and stuff, or even you could teach them some stuff too. So, in the car performance stuff, it's a learning thing, right? So, so a little brief history about myself. So I work full time. I do all of this stuff, after work, in my spare time. So when I started off in the car scene, it was just before Fast and Furious came out. So I believe that was like 2000, 2001, around there, when I had finished, graduated from DeVry University. Had no money, so I was just struggling, and I had a Nissan 240, which I eventually built the KADE engine. Had that, which I love that car, but things happen. End up selling it. Actually, no, yeah, things happen. Blew the engine racing a STI. Sneaky guy. He had a crate engine. I remember that he had a crate engine with a boost scrambler in it. So on the second run, I was like, I'm not catching him. And at the end of the run, my 240 was sung in like a WX, STI. But it was a lot of fun. Then I got out of the racing and stuff, and then got married, bought a house, and the wife always hear me talking about, my guy friends, and we always go out racing and stuff like that. She's like, well, get back into it. Maybe, I could, do little projects and stuff, make a little bit of money on the side, just to, support the habit. The work I do is just in this garage here, right? Which is, what is it, 12 feet by 17 feet long, so 12 feet wide, 17 feet long. Wish I could put a hoist in here, because, problems always, bending down and stuff, but this is what we got to deal with when you're doing work out of your garage and not a shop. So I'll give a little quick history on my project here. It's a 2004 Infiniti G35 Coupe, right? So I bought it in 2017 Yeah, I bought it in 2017 in October. I started the project in 2018. Actually, no, I'm getting my years mixed up. I bought it 18. Yeah, so I bought it in 2016, started the project in 2017. And I had a, when I did the swap, it was a 4.8 liter V8 out of a GMC Sierra 2010. So it was a Gen 4, um, a Gen 4 engine. I had it, basically I'm running automatic, but I have I got to change the gears myself, so no electronics controlling the transmission. It's a 4L80E, which which I got it built to handle over 1,000 horsepower. So in 2017, I was running just a stock stall, the truck stall, and I paired that off with an 88 mil on 3 turbo. So yes, lots, like truckloads of like no boost, you know. Like the lag on it was ridiculous, but I was setting it up for the track. Like I have the trans brake and all of these things on the transmission, so everyone's like, why did I go with such a big turbo? My crazy idea was, well, I may change the 4.8, maybe go up to 6 liter or whatever the case is. I don't want to have to buy another turbo, you know, try it, because when you buy performance parts, it's hard to resell your stuff, right? Sometimes you may be sitting on the items for months, right? So I was like, you know what, screw it. If I could go big, you know, I could always add extra things on it. As I said, I have the trans brake, so I could, you know, at the time I didn't realize, even with the trans brake, it wasn't coming up on boost, so it was embarrassing, like turtle power coming out, you know, out of the start. So, but top end was scary, like top end was scary. But I'll post a video of a pull I did in Mexico. It was, I loved it. Like I loved the sound of the V8, and I also loved the, you know, the Japanese cars. The Infiniti was one of my favorite cars in the days, and you know, I didn't have enough money to purchase one brand new, so you know, I finally got one. Let's get a cigar. So that's what I did. Had a lot of problems. I finished the swap, made my own engine mounts, my own transmission mounts. You know, did all the TIG welding myself. I reused the truck headers. You know, you just turn them around. You could reuse them. Just cut off the flange in it, extend it, weld in a V-band flange. I did all the fab work myself. I was running on the stock ECU that got tuned. You know, just I made my own sending unit to hold 2 450 fuel pumps, right? I'm going to be redoing it, so there will be a video on that in the near future. So I have to redo it, because what I didn't realize was the tank is in 2, so I was running out of fuel because it wasn't pulling fuel from the other side. I didn't buy, it's called a fuel jet system, which basically uses the velocity of the return to cause a suction from the other side of the tank to pull the fuel over, which I placed my order with a local distributor guy here that we have, Velocity Racing. I'll post up all the links and stuff of, you know, the guys that I deal with and where I get my parts. Good guy, name is Ryan. So I have that in order, but I will be redoing the fuel sending unit. I am going to be upgrading to 525 pumps because I'm going to be switching. I'm going to run M5 fuel, right? But I know I got a little sidetracked. But on the 4.8 on the 4.8 build that I did, I had what do you call it? Water heating overheating problems, which I didn't realize because I didn't have a gauge. I didn't have the gauge working on my G35 because I had a painless harness. I didn't go the other route with where these other companies actually sell the harness that gets your gauge and everything working. You know, I was on a kind of a tight budget, you know, getting the transmission built, and you know, some other things too, right? The purchases of the turbo, intercoolants, all that stuff, and also the engine. I would admit, prior to purchasing the engine and what other stuff, I mostly just watch YouTube videos. I was like, oh, guys are swapping in the V8s. You know, the price is not that, you know, the price is not bad. Like I picked up the 2010 4.8 for $1,000. Well, tax and everything was like 1,100. The 6 liters up here quite expensive, but I found a place where I could get it for pretty cheap, and that's my secret. So with the 4.8, as I said, I bought an On3 88mm turbo, got the intercooler from them, and blow-off valve. So with my overheating problems, I didn't realize it at the time because I was doing a pull one time and my alternator bolt came loose and my belt came off. So I overheated then, and then I fixed that. And then a day on the highway now, coming home, the bolt broke and my whole alternator dropped. Overheated then, had to pull over. So I got that fixed, and I guess those two times overheating ended up cooking the oil enough to spin 2 bearings. So I spun 2 bearings, really cooked them, and I could tell that on the color of the rods. Now, in another video, I will show the rods and everything on the other video. So that was a failure. But prior to that, you know, I'm not ashamed. You know, I mean, it's my first project after coming back and rushed it, got it, you know, kind of done within a year. Rushed it, took it to the track. You know, I know the car wasn't really ready. I didn't double check anything, see if I had boost leaks and all that stuff, which I did after I, you know, blew the engine and I took it apart. But anyway, took it to the track, around a 14.0. My 60 foot was horrible. Like, I didn't start boosting not until